Have you ever wondered, like, what really separates those wildly successful people from everyone else?
Like, is it just talent? Or are they just lucky?
Yeah, or like good timing. I mean,
Yeah.
we hear these frags to riches stories all the time.
Right, right. And it's easy to think, well, they were just in the right place at the right time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So today, we're diving deep into this idea from one source
Okay.
that has some pretty interesting thoughts about working hard.
Ooh,
So
interesting.
are you ready to like roll up our sleeves and get into it?
I am so ready. Let's do it.
All right, so this source argues that it's not just about working hard.
Okay.
It's about putting in that extra effort that other people don't.
That's interesting. So
Yeah.
it's like going above and beyond what's expected?
Yes.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, and this source calls this gapping other people.
Gapping.
Yeah.
Okay, so like creating a gap between your effort and everyone else's.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So imagine like you're a musician
Okay.
and you're practicing an hour a day.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is really good. But then someone else is
Mhm.
practicing for 2 hours a day.
So they're gapping.
Exactly.
They're getting ahead.
They are. And it's not just musicians, right? It's anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like athletes training harder and longer than their competition.
Yeah, like entrepreneurs working late into the night while others are already asleep.
Mm-hmm. Or like artists spending hours honing their craft when others are, out having fun.
Exactly. And I think, a lot of people point to examples like Elon Musk. Right?
Oh, yeah. He's like the poster child for this
Yeah.
kind of relentless work ethic.
Yeah, like constantly pushing boundaries in so many different industries.
Right. It's like he's never satisfied.
Yeah,
Always got to be doing more.
totally. And it kind of reminds me of that whole like 10,000 hours thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah. To become an expert,
Yeah.
you got to put in the time.
Yeah, but this source emphasizes that it's not just the time, right?
Right.
It's like the intensity of the effort.
It's about the quality of those hours.
Exactly. Not just like mindlessly going through the motions.
Right. Each day you're choosing to stretch yourself further than other people might.
It's like you're making a conscious decision to push your limits.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because it's like investing.
Oh, how so?
Well, like small, consistent contributions over time
Huh?
can lead to huge returns down the line.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah, compound growth, right?
Yeah.
It's the same principle.
So that makes sense. But the source also gives this list of like things to do
Okay.
to kind of like embody this idea of hard work.
Uh-huh.
And some of them are pretty intense.
Really? Like what?
Well, like one of them is never complain or show people it was hard, even though it was.
That's a tough one.
Right? Like, isn't it healthy to vent sometimes?
I mean, yeah, sometimes you gotta let it out.
Yeah.
But I think the point here is that when you complain, you're focusing on the difficulty.
Yeah, you're dwelling on it.
Exactly. And this source is suggesting that you harness that energy and redirect it back into the task at hand.
Interesting.
It's about building resilience,
Right.
Like not letting setbacks get you down.
So it's more about mindset.
Exactly. It's like reframing challenges as opportunities for growth.
Okay, I could see that.
Yeah.
And then there's this other one that really threw me off.
What is it?
It says, satisfaction brings fatigue, so learn to use satisfaction as a reward for hard work.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Right. So are we supposed to like avoid feeling good about our progress?
It's not about avoiding satisfaction altogether.
Okay.
It's more about recognizing that dwelling on it can lead to complacency.
Okay.
Have you ever noticed how it's easier to keep going when you're like really in the zone?
Yeah, like you lose track of time.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you're completely absorbed in the work.
Yeah.
Psychologists call that a flow state.
Mm.
And this point seems to be encouraging chasing that state,
Okay.
like delaying gratification to maintain momentum.
So it's about not getting too comfortable,
Exactly.
like staying hungry for more.
Okay, that makes sense. But I gotta say,
Yeah.
some of this advice seems pretty extreme.
Like what?
Well, like, rest little and work more.
Oh, yeah. That's a bit much.
Right. Isn't burnout a real risk if you're constantly pushing yourself like that?
Absolutely. You can't just work yourself to the bone.
Yeah.
Sustainable success requires taking care of your mental and physical well-being.
Yeah.
This source might be overemphasizing the hustle aspect without acknowledging the importance of rest and rejuvenation.
Yeah, you need to recharge to be able to keep going.
Exactly.
So we talked about this framework for thinking about effort
Yeah,
and consistency and even some potential pitfalls to watch out for.
right.
So what are some key takeaways for our listeners?
Well, I think the core message here is the power of intentional, consistent effort. applied over time.
Mm-hmm.
It's about pushing your boundaries and consistently doing a little bit more than what feels comfortable.
Right. Like getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. Exactly. But remember, success is a marathon, not a sprint.
I like that.
You got to find rhythm that works for you.
Yeah, that's such a great point because it's so easy to get caught up in the go, go, go mentality
Right.
that we forget to take care of ourselves.
You got to pace yourself.
Yeah, so as you reflect on your own goals, what are you willing to put that extra effort into?
That's a good question.
What are you passionate enough about to push beyond your perceived limits?
Yeah, what are those things that really light you up?
Right. And while remembering to recharge along the way.
Yes, self-care is not optional.
It's essential.
It's essential.
All right, thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
This was great.
Yeah, always a pleasure.
Always fun to chat with you.
Awesome. We'll see you next time.
See you later.
Bye.